Hi, my name is Terry Lilianthal, and welcome to 40 Baywood. My husband Jesse and I have lived here since 1950. I intend to leave our home to the communities of Hillsborough and San Mateo so that others may enjoy it as much as we did. My trustee and dear friend Anne Lasan and Joel Newman from Turnkey HD were kind enough to help me produce this video. Enjoy.
So where were you born?
I was born in Long Branch, New Jersey, which is on the Long Branch of the Shrewsbury River, right out by the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, we used to hear the waves at night.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really a summer resort place for the people in New York City, but we lived there all throughout my growing up. And I went to West Long Branch School, which had maybe 50 people in it for 8th grade. And it was a lovely little school, actually. Yeah.
And what college did you go to?
I went to Wellesley College in Wellesley, Massachusetts. And at that time, it was an all-girls school, but we really wanted to it was the sister college to Harvard, and we were really out to show the boys that we could do anything they could do in terms of calculus or whatever, which was still a kind of silly competition, but in those days, yes, Larry Summers, who was the head of Harvard at the time and later became Secretary of the Treasury, said that women's brains were smaller than men's, and I mean, we had to show them that that didn't mean anything.
Well, good for you. I know you did.
Yeah, yes, we did. I was an eager beaver.
Now, where was it that you and Jesse met?
We met at the University of Chicago right after there was a man, Robert Maynard Hutchins, who was at the age of about 25, made the dean of Yale Law School because he was one of these brilliant geniuses. And he decided that there should be a program that combined the various disciplines, that everything was taught so far apart. Anthropology was different from sociology and psychology, etc. And so he formed what they called the Committee on Human Development. And that combined all of those. And physiology, we had to learn how to pith a frog in the laboratory, all of that for the physiology part. But it was wonderful because these disciplines should not be separated. They should all be together for, to describe the development of a human being.
Well, Terry, I am so excited to be here with you today, like I am every time we get together.
Thank you. Oh, yes, it's so wonderful to have somebody who's so in tune with me and everything around the place and appreciates it the way you do it. It's very exciting for me.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Yeah.
You're a very special person, and this is a very special place.
Yes.
And the fact that you want to give this place to the community is such a wonderful gesture. And I know that all the hard work that you and your husband Jesse did to create the beautiful pond and everything you've done over the years to maintain this place will go on.
Which is a wonderful feeling. It's so reassuring that other people can enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
What inspired you and Jesse to create this beautiful pond?
We'd always read that it was wonderful to live near water, because if you live near water, in the first place, it's so alive, the wind going over, all the ripples, but also it attracts birds and other animals, and water is so alive and healthy to be near. And that's really why we did it. We were very fortunate, and we just happened to find two long rocks that made the back of the waterfall perfect. And then we also found, someplace Jesse did, in front of, I think, a gas station, this big rock which has become the bridge over there, and we had to extend, cheat a little bit to make it fit. But I just love the natural rock. The whole idea was to make it as natural as possible. Yeah.
It's just beautiful the way that you designed it, and it's so peaceful here.
Jesse especially needed that. I mean, he had been through the war and nightmare experiences, of course. And to get out here and work outside was wonderful for him.
So the redwood forest in the back corner,
Yeah.
in the San Mateo side
Yeah,
of the property.
we planted all
Oh,
that.
you planted those.
Yes. And the thing is, we thought that if we planted redwood trees, like next to the brick wall, and the brick wall was about 6 feet, 6.5 feet, and then we thought that the redwood trees would give us maybe another few feet, and that would be privacy. But the redwood trees grow up so fast. Before we knew it, they were huge, and the lower branches die. So there was this huge gap between the lower branches of the trees and the brick wall. We had been told all along that bay trees don't like to be near oaks. And here, as a matter of fact, in one place, we have an oak tree growing right out of a bay tree, and they're perfectly happy together. So it's wonderful, because that's what we have is oaks and bays.
Yeah.
But the birds plant the oaks, really,
Yes.
And but we planted the redwood trees.
The ones in the front and then also in the back.
All this whole thing over here.
The trees are all mature and beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. And they weren't anywhere near this tall. When I came here maybe 50 years ago, they were maybe twice as tall as I am, but that's all. And all that huge growth, which I never expected, having grown up on the East Coast and, gone to school in New England. I mean, the trees in New England are as tall as I am, if you can believe it. I mean, really. I don't know if you spent any time there, but when you come to California, it's when you go over the Donner Pass, if you drive, and just come to the other side, I thought, oh my God, California opens to you. And you just cannot believe the beauty and the grandeur. And then, the mountains and the water. And gosh, it's so wonderful to walk in the Sierra, It's just like the John Muir Trail up there. We used to do that. They have way stations, I think, 5 miles a day or something. It's not anything that's going to hurt you. And, it was just so exciting to be here.
So Terry, at one time there weren't gates.
Oh no, everything was open.
So did you ever have people wander onto the property when you had no gates?
Oh yes, people came with their lunch bags, And I think they thought it was part of the park or a park. And so, and I really didn't mind it when, there weren't so many people around, etc. Later on, we realized we had to be more careful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now, when your generosity is so amazing and you want to save these trees and this beautiful pond, and you want people to be able to come here and enjoy this and preserve it long after you're gone, can you tell me a little bit about that vision for the property?
Yes, well, we began more and more as we put so much of ourselves into this property for the past 50 years or whatever, in little ways, but it's always, we never really traveled anywhere because Jesse couldn't because of his hearing defect and the fact that his eustachian tubes would just fill up even if we went to Big Basin. So we more or less had to stay here, and so we just devoted ourselves really to the property and enjoying it, and the idea that it would be a shame that other people couldn't also enjoy it too. The sound is very muffled.
Oh, it's amazingly tranquil for being so close to
Isn't it?
downtown
Yeah.
San Mateo.
When you hear the train whistle, it's almost as if it were going through the prairie.
Yeah, no, you and Jesse created a really beautiful oasis here. Well, it's just such a wonderful gift that you're giving the community, and it's going to be a jewel for us to treasure for generations to come.
Yes, well, I think that, and the trees have gotten so big and all of that. It's very soothing to walk around the property.
And I loved your idea of maybe hosting a mediation or something here,
Yes.
some kind of conflict resolution.
Yeah. When we were at the University of Chicago, actually, that we did take a man take care of. They had a little house on the property, and it was called the Conflict Resolution Center. And we used to handle that ourselves. We read Carl Rogers' book, Becoming a Person. We were at this very forward-looking program at the University of Chicago called the Committee on Human Development. And it involves psychology, sociology, anthropology, physiology, I don't know, quite a few other ologies all together. But the idea was combining these, it all had to do with human development and people. And I think having somebody who, brings people back to reality, doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, let's just feel good and go on from here. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Who cares if you won or lost, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the way you do it, everybody wins. And that's the way it has to
Oh,
be.
thank you.
Yeah, it has to be that way. Yeah.